Welcome all my future homeowners out there. If you're looking to buy new construction here in the Austin area, then you've come to the right place. My name is Omar Pineda with eXp Realty, your Austin realtor, and today we are in Georgetown, Texas, in the community of Wolf Ranch, looking at Perry Homes. Now, this model home can come in configurations of 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 to 4 baths. It starts at 1,900 square feet and can be as big as 3,100 square feet. Can be 1 to 2 stories and have a 2-car garage. Now, you'll notice if you go on the Perry website, they don't really advertise their incentives. And I know I've been really big on asking the builders for their incentives from the bat, but Perry Homes surprised me because they do things a little bit differently. So they first want you to walk into the model and fall in love with one of their floor plans. Once you fall in love with one of their floor plans and you learn the in and outs of their workmanship, their craftsmanship, their attention to detail. Case in point, look at all their little light switches. All the screws will be pointing 6 to 12. See if you could spot that if you ever tour Perry Home, because they do that. That's how much attention to detail they have and how much the standards they have for the people that build these homes. Let's see. So they do have incentives. It's just they first want you to fall in love with the home, and then whatever your incentives, like whatever you need help with, be it helping buy down that interest rate to help increase your purchasing power, or pay the very least amount monthly, or to help pay for closing costs, or to even help with some of the upgrades. It's flexible. Now, why is that significant? Because in the past, these incentives were only earmarked to help with the design center, to help with the home upgrades. But now, given the state of the market, because buyers are really feeling the pain points of the higher interest rates and just the cash on hand to pay for the closing costs, that's what the builder's offering. Now, builders offering to help buy down the interest rate and pay for closing costs. Now, nowhere else really that I've seen in the real estate market here in the Austin area can you get a better deal than what the builder's offering if you pre-qualify with their in-house lender. Now, because the builder has their own lender, they have a lot more flexibility when it comes to the financing. That's how they're able to give you a little bit more cash to help with these costs. Now, two things that really stood out to me when I toured this home and I was speaking to the sales manager was Perry Homes' 2-year warranty when it comes to their workmanship. So when you move in, for the first 2 years, all things are pretty much covered with their workmanship warranty. Now, online, you'll see the testimonials of people talking about how easy it is to submit a warranty repair work and have it fulfilled. And the second thing that's really big with the warranty is they have the same team, the same construction crew that built these homes are the ones repairing the warranty repair work. Now, why is that significant? Because other builders, even though they have a warranty, they will hire a third party to fulfill that and fix it. So you can lose a little bit of quality control in that sense. Perry Homes stands by their homes, and they really want to maintain that quality control and maintain the craftsmanship and the workmanship of their homes. That's why they do it in-house. Another thing I forgot to mention was most builders only offer a 1-year warranty on their workmanship, but Perry Homes does it for 2 years. And let's face it, things are bound to happen usually around the 13th, 14th month when it comes to something breaking down. And that's why Perry goes above and beyond and has a 2-year workmanship warranty. On top of that, Perry Homes, they originally started in Houston, Texas. So in Houston, they get a lot of hurricanes. So they built these homes against and tested them against hurricane winds. So with that same workmanship and building practices, that's exactly how they build their homes here in the Austin area. Now in Austin, we get tornadoes, we get heavy winds, but they built that to withstand hurricane winds in Houston. So needless to say, if you're in a Perry home, you're not going to feel your house shake. It's going to be very well insulated, and you're going to feel safe. You're going to feel like you're in a very sturdy house because they built that and they test that against hurricane winds, which not every builder can say that because not every builder had their start in Houston, which is something I thought that stood out to me and I really liked. Now, buyer incentives I mentioned, and I forgot to talk about the home appreciation. in case you missed it, I kind of had that on the screen here, but I looked at the zip code for this area because that's a question I get asked from my buyers. Like, hey, how's this area? How are the homes appreciated in this area? So I looked at the numbers from 2018, and in 2018, the homes were going for like the low 300s here in this zip code. And you fast forward to 2023, the homes, the median price of a home was going for around 500,000. So I believe that was an 8.44% home appreciation. Let me fast forward here. Yep, 8.44% home appreciation year over year. Now, that's not to say that's what future appreciation is going to look like, but if we look at the past trends, that gives you a good idea of like just how much this area has been prospering and just growing over the last couple years. So what's your very next step? If you really like this tour, you really like how this model looks like, let's schedule a virtual consultation. That's usually the quickest and fastest way for us to get some face-to-face time. That way we can go over the incentives in greater detail. We can go over the inventory sheet of what they have currently that are quick move-in readies and what some of the price drops that I've been noticing with their homes because we are in a slower market. Ooh, if you're a buyer, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, I want you to get in that mindset. If you're buying new construction, the best incentives are to be had during the slow months, during the off season. So that's typically fall or in the winter time. Like right now, I'm recording this in the month of February. As soon as summer rolls along, as soon as we start getting into the spring, that's when buyer activity usually picks up. And when buyer activity picks up, these incentives go away. Or there's just a lot less money to be had. So Perry Homes, the way it kind of works is Perry Homes is a big builder out here in the Austin area. And they all pull from the same source of money. So it's very realistic to think that, when buyer activity picks up and they're building in multiple communities, that this pool of money can easily be wiped out in 1 week. So when it's slower times, like right now, there's more money to be had because people just aren't coming, and there's very little foot traffic. So that's where you, the smart home buyer, especially if you're watching this on YouTube, you're trying to do your research to see like, how can I get a good deal if I'm looking to buy new construction? You want to buy during the off season. Make the time because you're going to save yourself thousands of dollars and just have more money to be had during the off season. So let's schedule a virtual chat so we can talk about this in greater detail. If you're local to the Austin area, we can meet up in person. I love face-to-face. I think that's the best way to communicate. And that way we can talk more on what the next steps are going to be, what your criteria is like, because all these master plan communities have a different feel, a different vibe to them. And just hearing on what your needs are is going to help me better decide like, hey, if Wolf Ranch isn't the right fit, then maybe Parkside on the River is. Or maybe Perry Homes in Lariat in Liberty Hill could be a good fit too. And so that's why just having that consultation, going over the game plan is so important, and that way you understand what the next steps are, and that way we can schedule a time to go check out one of the models, and we can show our intent to the sales manager. Like that way we take advantage of these incentives, right? We have to show our intent as soon as possible because that's how we get our name on the list, that's how we get on the radar, and that's how we don't miss out. Basically, we don't miss out. So if you like all things new construction, if you want to keep up with the incentives and just see how Austin is growing, because there's so much happening with new construction on the residential side, on the commercial side in the Austin area. So it's a really high activity kind of market because there's so many moving parts going on. My name is Omar Pineda with eXp Realty, your Austin realtor. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.